I'm your host, Welcome 23. You're joining me for With Every Heartbeat, Chapter 16, Meant to Be. You're in Amy's car, and she's driving you to Edenbrook Hospital as fast as she can. Miss Winchester's words run through your head on a loop. Sage, you have to come to the hospital. Now. Amy watches you out of the corner of her eye. She drives, worry lines crease her forehead. Maybe it's not that bad. Amy. It's bad. Dakota's mom sounded like she'd been crying. That can only mean one thing. You both fall silent as you watch the familiar streets pass by. After what feels like a lifetime, Amy pulls up outside the hospital. You hesitate. Sage? I'm scared, Ames. I know. She puts her hand over yours, squeezing tight. But you're brave, too. You squeeze her hand back and then take a deep breath and get out of the car. You find Miss Winchester in the hallway outside of Dakota's room. Her red-rimmed eyes tell you everything she couldn't over the phone. Sage, is he? Not yet, but the doctors say this is probably our last day with him. The world stops. All you can hear is the pounding of your own heart. But how? Last night, it took a turn for the worst. The oncologist ran some tests to confirm Cody's body is rejecting the bone marrow transplant. Miss Winchester takes a shaky breath. The only thing left to do is make Cody comfortable. Once the process begins, it doesn't take long. Oh, Sage, I'm not even sure I'm strong enough to survive this. Miss Winchester, you are strong. You adopted a sick little boy and helped him fight, grow, and be happy. That takes incredible strength. And you'll survive whatever comes next. Miss Winchester wraps you in a tight hug. You let yourself be comforted, sharing the burden hanging over you. After a moment, she steps back and opens the door for you. Teach. He sits up as you step inside. He looks small and exhausted. His skin paper thin. You don't understand how he could have changed so much so quickly. You have good timing. My dad just took Lennox and Mateo down to the cafeteria. He holds his arms out. You fall into them with a ragged cry, burying your face in his chest. Dakota, I can't believe this is really happening. He holds you close, pressing his lips to the top of your head. I know. It's a lot. It's more than a lot, Dakota. It's the end of the world. You were getting better. You were fine when I left yesterday. How did everything go wrong so fast? Because cancer's a bitch. Dakota, how are you so calm right now? I made my peace a long time ago. We always knew there was a chance the transplant wouldn't take. But you made plans. We made plans. I know. I'm sorry I won't be able to make good on them. But freaking out isn't going to change what's coming. I'm going to die. Probably today. Probably tomorrow. And that's okay. The dam inside you bursts and hot tears slide down your cheeks. How can any of this be okay? Because a bunch of doctors told my parents I wouldn't make it past 9. And I made it to 19. Because I've lived an amazing life with amazing people. He wipes your cheek with his thumb. Because I got to be with you. You smile through your tears, your heart bursting and breaking at the same time. I love you, Dakota Winchester. I always will. You press your lips to his, kissing him soft and slow. You try to memorize everything about this moment, the feeling of his lips against yours, his arms around you, legs tangling together on the bed. Eventually, Dakota pulls away, pressing his forehead to yours. He whispers, "I'm gonna miss you so much, Teach." "No, you won't. I'll miss you, but you won't even know who I am." "You're crazy. There's no way I could ever forget you, no matter what happens after we die." "Promise?" "Cross my heart." You snuggle into his arms. A few minutes later, the door opens, and the Winchesters come back with Lennox and Mateo close behind. "I hope we're not interrupting." "We can't bear to be away from you, baby." "It's okay, Mom and Dad. I want you here. All of you. All for one and one for all. To the bitter end." All too soon, the sun sets outside. Visiting hours are long over, but the nurses let you stay. You spent the last few hours talking and reminiscing with Dakota until Dakota's head sinks on your chest. His eyes closed. "I think he's asleep. I'll get the doctor." Lennox runs from the room, returning a moment later with the oncologist. The rest of you sit in silence as she checks his vitals. "Dakota's organs are starting to shut down. I'm afraid this is it." Miss Winchester lets out a sob. "How long?" "A few hours, maybe." "Will he wake up before?" "It's unlikely. I'm sorry. I'll tell the nurses not to disturb you. Take your time." She turns off Dakota's monitors, sparing you from the endless beeping before leaving. Mr. and Mrs. Winchester start to weep, holding one of Dakota's limp hands. Lennox and Mateo lean against the other, tears running down their faces. You wrap your arms around Dakota's parents, and they hold you close. "We love you, Dakota." One by one, you each have a private moment alone with him. When it's your turn, your stomach is a tumble of anticipation and dread. "Dakota, I don't know how to do this. How am I supposed to say goodbye? I'm not ready." A sob escapes your throat as you think about what your last words to him should be. "Dakota, I love you. You're the love of my life." Dakota sighs as if in response. His breathing is shallow, but you could swear you hear him whisper, "Sage." "I'm right here, Dakota. We're all right here." You spot the hint of a smile as he breathes. A long sigh, and doesn't inhale again. Two weeks later. The funeral has come and gone, and you're just going through the motions as you finish up your senior year. "Sage, are you up? You're gonna be late for school." What does it even matter at this point? You follow Amy around the campus, completely on autopilot. You stop in your tracks as you spot the place where you first saw Dakota. "Dakota Winchester, at your service. You must be new." "Sage." The memory fades, and the school hallway is empty again. You feel a dull ache in your heart. "Sorry. Let's go." You could say I took a quick pause because the story's kind of breaking me a bit because of things I went through. as a person who lost someone dear to him, so... School passes by in a haze. You find yourself constantly searching for signs of Dakota. Good morning, Willow Creek High. That's right, the powers that be are letting me and Jaden make the morning announcements for another year. Don't be ridiculous, Sage. Dakota doesn't do the announcements anymore. And he never will again. At lunch, you join Amy, Heather, and Jaden at the diner, in the same booth that you sat in on the first day. That's the trademark of the Dakota Special. Here's your order, Sage. One of Dakota's favorites. You take a sip, but even milkshakes don't taste the same. Beatrice puts a comforting hand on your shoulder. I'm really gonna miss that boy. Us too. School really isn't the same without him. Heather leans into Amy as the table falls quiet. I still feel like he's gonna walk through the door any minute. You know? But he won't. He's just gone. At night, you curl up in bed and flip through every photo and video you have of Dakota, trying to drown out the pain with happy memories. But it doesn't work. Teach, I'd find a way to make it work if we were on the opposite sides of the galaxy. The days slip past in a fog. You stop volunteering at the hospital. You stop studying. You stop seeing anyone but your mom and Amy and Dakota. Hey, Teach, need a ride? He's everywhere and nowhere, invading your every thought. Until, finally, one night. Hey, Sage, open up. Amy drops her textbook in surprise. She's sitting on the couch, quietly keeping you company as you mindlessly stare at the ceiling. What was that? I have a guess. You recognize the voice outside. With a weary sigh, you stand up and open the front door. Mateo greets you with a hug. Holding you for a long time, you sink into his arms, hiding your face in his shoulder. Hey. Hey. Are you two done yet? What do you want, Lennox? We haven't seen you since the funeral. You haven't called. You haven't texted. Mateo had a checkup, and you were nowhere to be seen. What the hell? Lennox, I've been going through some stuff. So were we, idiot. Our best friend died, and now our other friend is ghosting us. We've missed you, Sage. I'm sorry. Well, screw your apologies. Just get your ass in the car before I have to drag you out there myself. She glances past you to where Amy stands in the doorway. You two. Me. Where are we going? Somewhere we can stop being so damn sad. Dakota wouldn't want us to be moping around, and Lynn actually has a good idea for how to get past that stage, even if it's only for a little while. How? By punching something hard and talking. About Dakota? About whatever you need. Are you in? Oh, You know, she is very lucky that she made friends with Dakota and Mateo and Lennox and all these people. Some of us aren't so lucky. Work through your feelings with your friends. Okay, let's go. You'll pile into Lennox's car and she zooms off into the night. Where exactly are we going? My favorite place. If this is another trick to get me to a graveyard, please, graveyards are a good mood excursion. This is where I go when I feel like crap. You look up in surprise as Lennox parks the car in front of a battered building. A boxing gym? Where did you think I was gonna take you to punch stuff? A butcher shop? A morgue? Lennox rolls her eyes, but a chuckle escapes her lips. Get out of the car, morons. Lennox enters the gym like she owns the place. Nodding to the owner, she leads you over to a bench by the main ring. Exactly how often do you feel like crap? Every single day. Usually twice a week, but lately I've been here every day. She grabs a pile of boxing gloves and hands them out. When are we punching? Each other? Dibs on Amy, no offense! None taken, dibs on you. Oh, not that I think any of you can hit hard enough to do any actual damage, but newbies don't get to hit other newbies. You're hitting Rorschach here. She points to a punching bag hanging from a hook near. Why does your punching bag have a weird name? Because he's anything I need him to be, and right now he's me. She squares up and unleashes a series of powerful jabs on the punching bag. Whoa, that was kinda hot. Sage! What? You know I'm right. Well, yeah, but now's not the time. Oh my god, Amy, shut up right now. Shut the literal hell up. You're not the critique of what... No, stop, shut up. Mateo steps forward to grab Lennox's arm before she can start punching again. Oh, Caitlin, why are you beating up your metaphorical self? Because Dakota was relapsing and I didn't notice. That's all I've been able to think about these past 2 weeks. So I'm punching an imaginary me until that thought doesn't hurt anymore. Amy blinks and then turns to another punching bag and throws a wild swing. This is me as a freshman. Mateo nods resolutely and serves a swift kick to another punching bag. Take that, Dakota's useless bone marrow! The three of them go to town on their punching bags, hitting and kicking and shouting. You look at the last punching bag. I should pretend it's Dakota? No, I couldn't. However, F cancer. You destroyed so many lives. You drive your fist into the bag as hard as you can. You hit. You took away Dakota's childhood. You took away his future. You took away him from me. You kick the bag over and over, channeling all your grief, rage, and hurt into every impact until at last you sag against it. How do you feel? Exhausted, but also somehow lighter. Glad you came out instead of staying locked in your room. Yeah, I am. Thanks. You're welcome, but honestly, I had selfish motives. Dakota was crazy about you. Helping you deal almost makes up for me not dragging him to the oncologist as soon as he looked tired. Lennox, you can't blame yourself for not knowing he was sick. I know, but I still do. I'm doing the same thing. You sure, small smile. Okay, I'm all punched out. You hit that bag like 4 times. Yeah, but I'm a lover, not a fighter. The three of you turn to find Amy still pounding her punching bag, landing some impressive hits. Whoa. Who knew she had it in her? Ames, you okay? She steps away from her bag, panting hard. No, but I will be. Later, the 4 of you pile into the usual booth at the diner. You can still see Dakota's ghost everywhere you look. I can give you a ride instead. I'm heading there after school to visit a friend anyway. But the familiar pain in your heart has faded to a dull ache. You'll have to forgive me, I never reached this part. I'm still in the... Oh, it's still fresh every single day of my life. 4 Dakota specials, please. And a cheeseburger for me. All that working out has made me hungry. Coming right up. Thanks, babe. I think we should play around to plead the 5th. How do you play? The 3 of you quickly explain the rules. I'll start. was the one thing about Dakota that really annoyed you? That Abel falls quiet as everyone thinks. Amy leans in, her voice low and conspiratorial. I tried watching that ghost movie he always talked about, and I hated it. Oh my gosh, this ghost is definitely gonna haunt you now. The rest of you laugh. Lennox glances over at the counter, eyeing Beatrice as she prepares a Dakota special. I really hated his taste in food. Why'd you order Dakota special then? Because I'm planning on eating the fries, then the ice cream like a normal person. Oh my god, really? I always thought his impressions were terrible. You mean those voices he'd put on? Hey. We try, shut up. Yes, they were awful, and he did them all the time. You and Amy descend into giggles as Lennox and Mateo trade impressions back and forth. Soon, Beatrice returns with your order, and you all dig in. Still crazy. Still genius. You look around the table, your heart warmed by the smiles of your friends. For the first time since Dakota died, you feel like you might make it through this. Bit by bit, day by day, you find the crushing weight of your grief lifting. Until finally, it's the day of the graduation. Have I told you how proud of you I am? Only 1,000,000 times. Well, make it 1,000,001. I'm so proud of you, honey. I know this past year has been really tough, but you're so strong. I wish I could take the credit for the amazing young woman you've become, but Mom, you stood by me when it mattered, and that's more than enough. Your mom pulls you into a tight hug, not letting go until the teachers call for everyone to line up. That's my cue. You'd better find a seat. I'll be the one cheering you on. I know, Mom. You head around the corner where the rest of your classmates are starting to line up. Amy waves you over to the front of the line. Sage, up here. What can I do for you, Miss Valedictorian? Well, I'm opening the ceremony with a speech, and I thought maybe you'd want to say a few words about Dakota during it. I know it's last minute, but he was such a big part of Willow Creek High, and I already cleared with the principal. Amy puts a comforting hand on your arm. I think it would mean a lot to everyone if you spoke, especially Dakota. I know how much he wanted to be here today. What do you say? Say a few words about Dakota. Deal. I'll do it. Great. I'll go tell the principal that you're in. Soon all the students have filled into their seats, and you're standing nervously next to stage with Amy. Are you sure about this? Yes, you're gonna be absolutely amazing. Just picture Dakota sitting in the front row, cheering you on. You take a deep breath and follow her advice, just as the principal announces her name. Please welcome this year's valedictorian, Amy Lancaster. Amy takes your hand and the two of you step up onto the stage. Hello, class of 2020. I'm so honored to be here today. But before I begin, I'd like to dedicate some of time to one of our fellow classmates who couldn't be here, Dakota Winchester. He steps back and then motions for you to take the mic. Hi. My name's Sage Woods, and Dakota was my boyfriend. You look out at the sea of faces, your classmates, your mom, Lennox, Mateo, and just behind them, the Winchesters. You focus on them as you begin. I didn't know I'd be giving this speech today, so... But I'm grateful for the opportunity. On a day like today, as we all prepare to begin the rest of our lives, it's important to recognize what we've lost as much as we've gained. You see Mr. Winchester nodding his head in agreement. When I started my senior year, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I felt lost and uninspired. Then I met Dakota. Even before we knew he was sick, Dakota opened my eyes to how precious our time together is. You might not know this about Dakota, but... This one's a tough one. This wasn't his first battle with cancer. Dakota first fought leukemia when he was 6. It took years to beat, but he and his parents never gave up or lost hope. And he never let his past make him bitter or pessimistic. Yeah, well, he had good people around him, too. You look across the crowd and see people sniffling. If you only take one lesson from Dakota's life out into the world with you, let it be his... courage. Push yourself to go after the impossible, just like he would have. Dakota once told me that we're all made out of star matter, and that when we die, our atoms yearn to return home. He's still watching over the people he loves from the stars even now. No matter how much time passes, he'll always love us all as strongly as if he were still here. So, as you walk across the stage today, know that Dakota is still rooting for you, and even when we go our separate ways after today, he'll still be watching over each of you, cheering you on. Thank you. The crowd cheers and applauds as you return the microphone to Amy. She pulls you into a quick hug and whispers, "I'm so proud of you." Back at you. You head back to your seat and listen to Amy as she continues her valedictorian speech. Before you know it, names are being called, students are walking across the stage to accept their diplomas. Sage Woods. Bittersweet feeling washes over you as your hands close on your diploma. This is it, I'm finally finished with high school. Excitement and sadness turn inside you as you return to your seat. You're so wrapped up in your own feelings, you've almost don't hear the final name being called. Dakota Winchester. Dakota. When I first met this bright young man, I was worried he was far too behind to join his classmates. He begged for a chance to prove me wrong, and prove me wrong he did. Dakota didn't miss a single assignment or test, even when he was in the hospital. It is with my great honor to present his diploma to his parents here today. You watch in surprise as the Winchesters approach the stage and take Dakota's diploma. Thank you. This means so much to us. And Dakota, Miss Winchester spots you in the crowd and smiles. I'd like to ask for a moment of silence in Dakota's honor. The crowd falls silent, and you close your eyes. First, all you can see is Dakota as you last saw him. But, one by one, images of real Dakota, of your Dakota, flood your mind. The reason we can't be friends anymore is I broke our deal. I've totally fallen for you. I'd rather spend the rest of this year being happy with you than pining in secret and wondering what could have been. Okay, Teach, I'm trusting you. We're a romance for the ages, you and I. I wish we'd known each other longer. We deserve years together. I love you, Sage. Tears burn your eyes and run down your cheeks, but you're smiling too. I love you too, Dakota. Finally. Congratulations, class of 2020. We did it. Hell yeah, up top. Sage, where are you going? As you make your way away from the crowd, your phone buzzes with a notification. An email from Dakota, but that's impossible, right? You take a shaky breath and hit play. Hours later. You're walking through the school parking lot with Lennox and Mateo. You're emotionally exhausted from the day, but feeling at peace. I'm glad you two stuck around. Well, we almost didn't. That ceremony was hella boring after your speech. Ignore her, we're happy to support you on your big day. Plus, we'll get you back next year when you have to come to our graduation. It won't be twice as boring, because you'll have twice as many ceremonies to go to. Worth it. I'm so grateful I met you two. I can't imagine how I would have survived all of this without you. You would have. It wouldn't have been easy, but you're tougher than you give yourself credit for. And don't worry, you'll never have to experience life without us again. The two of them wrap you in a fierce hug. You savor the feeling of your friend's arms around you. Congratulations, Sage. We're really happy for you. Thank you. You pull back and wipe your cheeks. You've cried enough for one day. Call you tomorrow? Not if I call you first. That's it, I'm blocking you both. You wave one last time as Lennox and Mateo get in the car and drive away. Then you turn to find your mom. You're right, Dakota. This isn't the end. It's just the beginning. 3 months later. You and your mom are packing the car with everything you need for Massachusetts State College. I think that's everything. Do you, want to do a last check? Mom, one last one couldn't hurt. You peek your head into your bedroom. The photos of you and Dakota are gone, packed safely in your new suitcase. You smile, remembering all the times you spent talking on the phone with Dakota, studying on the floor with Amy, getting ready for dates. See anything? Nothing I need to take with me. You put an arm around her, taking one last look at your room before you head downstairs. As the streets of Boston slip behind you, you can't help thinking of Dakota's final message. I know it's kind of silly, but I wanted to leave you something meaningful, some deep final words. Where this hand, there was hair. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, Teach. And that doesn't mean I'm giving up, because I'm not. But my body it doesn't feel right. And the docs can't figure out why. But this video isn't about that. I just wanted to make sure you know how much you mean to me. So here's the indisputable evidence of how you totally and completely altered the course of my life. Dakota grins at you, his smile making your stomach flutter in that familiar way. It's comforting. Like coming home. We're a love story for the ages. Remember? And love stories don't end, so regardless of what you think happens after we die, I have a pretty good idea of what I'll be doing. I'll be watching over you, rooting for you, cheering for you, loving you. Present tense. Until we find each other again. So, go live a life worth watching. I will, Dakota. Honey, are you okay? Your mom reaches for your hand, breaking you from your reverie. I'm better than okay. I'm ready to live. We hope you enjoyed with every heartbeat. From the entire team, thank you for playing Pixelberry. Oh boy. Okay, Pixelberry. I have a question. Can you write more shit like this, please? I don't care. I have tears in my eyes. I don't care. It's also making me relive things. Okay, so if you guys don't want to stay for what I'm about to say, that is fine. I'm going to give you the TLDR version anyway. I've had several mental health streams on Twitch about this, which feel free to tune into those. By the way, they'll be deleted in about 4 to 7 days for some of them. It was when my friend, Reckful, died that I started that. And then I started to get a little bit overwhelmed because of him and some other things going on in my life. But there was a girl who I met in first grade. Her name was Ashley. She was an angel to me. We had a very long, lengthy time together. And I can honestly, without a doubt, say she was my soulmate. She made everything I was going through at home, school, or whatnot, just evaporate, just completely be gone. She was like an angel. And unfortunately she was taken from me in a car accident. I have so many memories of her, and unfortunately for me, when I recall memories, they are very, very vivid and very clear, as if you're being there in that moment. It's something that will continue to haunt me until the day I die. And I've tried to find love, tried to find someone else since then. For a while there, I didn't. And I started to, as they say, get back on the horse or bicycle or whatever you want to say. And for those of you who, who have been on this channel long enough, especially when the accident with Caitlin happened in freshman, that was why. Because I was afraid Pixelberry would do something like that. And it just, especially during the end of that video, what happened, it made it all come back to me. But I'm a survivor of a lot of things. I've lost 4 members of my family to cancer. And yeah, my 2 brothers that I take care of, both of them are special needs, and they were told by doctors themselves that they would end up dying. And lo and behold, because of a support system, because of people surrounding them, by being with them, etc., they have lived a lot longer than what doctors said they would. And some people keep reminding me that, because I've been told, because of my condition, that, hey, if you can prove the doctor's wrong with your brothers, you can prove the doctor's wrong for yourself. But if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't have a reason. I don't. This is my confession to you, if you're still here. I don't want to continue to be here. I don't. Because of being so very alone. Of losing so many people. I have no real friends. Besides a couple online ones. I don't have a relationship with anyone. And aside from talking to people on my streams or what I'm doing right now, I don't talk to anyone. I am so very alone. So, with my condition, I don't want to live much longer. I really don't. Because I don't see a reason to. I have not lived my life to the fullest. Because I have given everything to my 2 special needs brothers. And to anyone and everyone who's ever asked. I have never asked for money. I have never asked for fame, fortune. I live a simple life by simple means, all while I give everything, even my own life, to anyone and everyone that asks. I've given and self-sacrificed 17 years of my life to my 2 special needs brothers. I could have went and did anything. But yeah. And I used to think this channel would blow up. I thought one day I'd be one of those creators where I'd have a big community and we could make change. And then I found out I was dying, and I thought, all right, I would turn it into something where I would make ripples and start using. I would start really pushing for betterment of things, or I would have discussions on my streams and whatnot, and none of that has come to pass. If anything, I feel smaller, more insignificant, and as if I've never done anything really on this channel or for anyone whatsoever. Even when I asked for just a small plaque to hang on my wall. Just something to say, you did something with your life. I don't know. I know at this point I'm just ranting, so I guess thanks for sticking to the end of the video. If you did. Either way, peace out.